Hi everyone, welcome to Verbling. My name is Hina and this is a 2-hour block of classes with me, and we are going to be learning about International Women's Day. So for all those who don't know, this past weekend, March 8th, was the International Women's Day, and it's a day designated to recognize women and their accomplishments all over the world. And in today's class, we are going to be reading a PDF document and learn more about what International Women's Day is, how it's celebrated around the world, and the significance that it holds. And Norbert is saying that this class is fully booked. Wow. So what does that mean? That means that after the 2 minutes are over, you guys who are waiting won't be able to get a spot. I hope that's not what it means. Okay, so we have the first 2 minutes of all classes reserved for premium account users or people who have made reservations for that class. So apparently this class had reservations made for it. So we have Andre, we have Hamid, we have Harrison. It's nice to see you again. Haven't seen you in a while. And we have Nino. Nino, welcome back. So we have 4 students already in class, and I know Andre is a premium account user, and Hamid has reservations. Harrison, yes. you use a reservation as well?
Yes, reservation.
Okay, that's awesome. So for all those who made reservations, now would be the time to get into class, because after the first 2 minutes, the spots open up for everybody else in class. So if you guys made reservations or watching class, you guys need to join now. Otherwise, the spots are going to go for everybody who is waiting to get into class. Okay. For this class, we're going to be going through a PDF document, and I have attached that with the class description. So was everybody able to open that? Thank you, Hamid. Hamid has posted that document in a Verbling chat. So for all those who are having problems opening the document, it's right there, posted by Hamid. Thank you, Hamid.
You're welcome.
And we also have Eduardo. Welcome back, Eduardo. And
Hi.
Hi. And we have Ahmad. Ahmad was in my earlier classes over 3 hours ago. Hi.
Yeah.
So it was 9 o'clock then, so it's like 12 right now. Ooh.
No, it's 1 a.m. in my country. Where I am not.
So late.
So it's your classes.
That's awesome. I'm glad you came out though, and I know it's really late where Norbert is as well. So thank you guys.
Good night.
It's always nice to have you guys join me in class, and I really appreciate that you break down the barriers of time to be in class. That's awesome. All right, and is this anyone's first time on Verbling, our first class with me? I think everybody looks pretty familiar. Raul? Say the name. Raul?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Is this your first time on Verbling?
Yeah.
Yeah? This is your first class?
I watched a couple of classes yesterday, but I couldn't get into it. So.
Okay,
yes.
so this is your first class in a live hangout. That's awesome. So welcome. So we have to do a little happy dance. Who's gonna do a happy dance with me for Raul? Norbert, I see you smiling. No, Norbert's like no. Andre, okay, I'm fine. I'll do a happy dance for you, Raul. Look here.
Hina.
Yes, Andre.
Congratulations for your day.
For my day?
Day.
International Women's Day.
Women's Day.
Oh, thank you so much for Women's Day. Yes, so this class is about International Women's Day, and it was actually celebrated March 8th, which was on this past weekend. And on my classes on Friday, a lot of students wished me Happy Women's Day.
Sobre el Día Internacional de la Mujer.
Oh, Raul, I'm gonna mute you because you're talking to somebody. Raul, can you hear me? Okay. Raul?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry. Raul, I've muted you. You're muted because I can hear you're talking to a woman, somebody else, so we can all hear that, all right? So it's okay. If you want to talk to someone, just mute yourself and then you can talk to them. And then you can unmute yourself when you want to talk to us, okay? So if you have any questions, any doubts, anything that we're covering that's unclear, you can just unmute yourself and ask your question, all right? But for the most part, everybody should keep themselves muted because, you know, noise
Okay,
issues.
so sorry for that.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. So let's see. Everybody opened that document, correct? I'm going to be sharing my screen. So let's see. Before we begin, I want to know what it is that, if anything, you guys did on Women's Day this past weekend. So let's quickly go through the class. Everybody introduces themselves, say where you're from, and if you did anything on Women's Day. It could be as simple as you got your mom flowers, or you, I don't know, thanked your sister for being an awesome sister. Okay, so I'll start. So welcome everyone, everyone who's new, everyone who's watching. My name is Hina. I am your teacher. I'm from Canada, but right now I'm in San Francisco. And unfortunately, on Women's Day this past weekend, I was sick. I had a fever, but my boyfriend was very nice to me, and he took a lot of care of me. And at the end of the day, he said, "Oh, I'm sad you were sick on Women's Day, but I hope I took good care of you." So I didn't do much, but I was taken good care of. All right. So let's start with Andre.
Hi everyone. My name is André. I'm from Brazil, and to celebrate the International Women's Day, I gave flowers to my mother.
Ah, that's so sweet. Thank you, Andre, for sharing that. Next we have Eduardo.
Hi everyone, my name is Eduardo. I'm from Lima, Peru. For Women's Day, my cousins and I prepare dinner for our mothers.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Eduardo. Next we have Ahmad.
Okay, I'm Imad. I'm from Syria. I absolutely did nothing that. I have nothing special for that. I don't have that habit, so I don't know.
Okay, well, now you know you have to do something next year for your mom.
Okay.
It's like last year I did nothing, this year I should do something. So, thanks, Ahmad. Next we have Hamid.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Hamid from Turkey, and I wrote some of my close friends to celebrate, for example, from Skype and Facebook messages.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. So you spread merriment. Merriment. Everybody knows what merriment is? To spread merriment. Merriment. Okay, merriment is just good wishes all around. So if you message your friends, you texted them, that's spreading merriment, that's spreading happiness, good wishes to everyone. Okay?
And I sent a cyber flower.
Cyberfrau, yes, I saw. Thank you, Hamid. Next we have Harrison.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm Harrison, I'm from Colombia. The last weekend, well, I didn't so much. I just went to a special event in my work in the high school for the women's.
For women's. Okay, for women. Okay, thank you, Harrison. Next we have Nino.
Hello
Hi, Nino.
everyone. Hello everyone. I'm Nino. I live in Italy.
What did you do anything special this Women's Day, or did anybody do something special for you?
Nobody, unfortunately.
Okay, well,
Nobody.
well
I just received a small mass of flower from a book.
Okay, like a male friend?
No, from a shop tenant of my.
Okay, from a shop tenant. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Nino.
Thank you.
Next we have Norbert.
Well, I wasn't at home in this year, so I was exhausted and I took a rest.
Okay. So like, women can wait till next year. I
Yes.
am a tired man. Okay, thank you, Norbert. And lastly, we have Raul.
Hi, hello. I am Raul from Spain. Well, actually, I didn't do anything from special for Women's Day,
Okay.
as I'm not keen on world days for different kind of things. I
Okay.
I think it's like every day you have a special day for something, but I don't follow
Okay.
those subjects.
Okay, all right, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Raul. And I'm just going to say I can see there's like a little bit of commotion going on in the chat box. So Bruno, yes. So you commented on Andre's accent. It's everybody here has a different accent. We're all learning English. I'm sure you didn't mean any disrespect by that, Bruno. But you know, to everybody, just be respectful and don't comment on other people's English or other people's accents. Okay?
Hina,
Yeah.
remember that situation that I told you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you discovered it.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, so I'm just going to say that in this classroom, this is a classroom, so everybody has to respect others, and not make fun or comment unnecessarily on other people's accents or English or what they say. All right. Just because it's a cyber environment doesn't mean that you are not supposed to not be respectful. All right. Okay. So that's awesome. We have a couple of people still coming and going. So let's get started. So everybody was able to open that document, right? Raul,
Yes.
it's your first time. So were you able to open the document that we are working through today?
Yes, I am checking it.
Okay, awesome. That's great. So this is a reading class. We're going to be reading through that document. There's going to be a lot of new vocabulary presented. There's going to be comprehension questions. We'll even cover some idioms. Okay. So if you guys have any questions about anything we cover in class, you're more than welcome to ask me. You can stop me and ask me again if something is unclear. I'll explain it again. All right. Uber. Hi, Uber. Uber Borgia. Okay, I don't think he can hear me. I'll come back to him. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my screen. So you guys are going to be seeing the document that we are working through. Okay. All right. So Women's Day holiday. This is an intermediate level class. You guys should know that when you had joined class. And okay, so International Women's Day reading. Let's read some of the facts and figures about this day, where we commemorate and celebrate women all around the world and their achievements. Okay, so you guys don't have to read from my little screen. You can read from your own computers on your own screen. I'm just sharing my screen so everybody who's viewing the class knows where we are. All right. So I'll get Eduardo. Can I get you to read point number 1, please? Eduardo, I think you're muted. Like, you are muted. We can't hear a single thing you're saying if you're talking at all.
Okay. Yeah. International Women's Day reading. Every year on March 8th, International Women's Day is celebrated by millions of women throughout the world. This day provides the opportunity to remember the struggles of women throughout history as well as the achievements they have made. Marches, demonstrations, concerts, films, and conferences take place to recognize the progress women have made in obtaining equality and also to assess the problems that many women around the world still face today.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Eduardo. So March 8th is the day where we celebrate International Women's Day. And it's the day to remember the struggles of women throughout history as well as achievements. Okay? So are there any questions in this paragraph that you guys have for words that are unclear?
Can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
What does mean struggles?
Struggles. Okay, what is a struggle? Who knows what a struggle is?
It's like when you have a hard time and difficult.
Fight for.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means. So a struggle is a hardship, so a difficult time in your life. Okay, hardship, a difficult time in your life. All right. So for women, it was a struggle to gain equality. Okay, so equality, so to be equal to men, so to have the same rights as men. So it was a hardship, it was a struggle, it was not easy. Okay, so a struggle can also be a physical manifestation. For example, if you're stuck in a box, like if you sit in a box and it's really small and you can't get out, and this is you struggling to get out. So you're having a difficult time getting out of a box. Okay, to struggle to get out of a difficult situation, struggle to face a tough time. Okay, is that clear, Norbert?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Awesome, no worries. Well, what other words do you guys have problems with?
March is military walking.
Marches? Okay, yeah, military walks. Who knows what a march is? So to march. This is not March, the month March, like January, February, March. No, this is to march. This is a verb.
Like a protest?
Like a protest. It doesn't have to be a protest. A march is a uniform walk. Okay. So has anybody ever seen a military demonstration? So for example, yeah, when the army, when they present themselves, they're very uniform. They're very coordinated. So a march is a coordinated walk. Okay. So marches and demonstrations, so women's activists and groups, they march throughout towns. It's sort of like a parade, but they don't have, floats and balloons. They're marching for a right. They're walking for a cause, okay? So to march is to walk with a purpose in coordination, okay? March. Is that clear? To walk with a purpose in coordination, okay?
What does concert mean?
Concert, okay. Marches, demonstrations, concerts. What's a concert?
Singing show.
With music.
Singing ceremony.
Yeah, that's Go ahead, Nino.
Yes, as a music concert.
Yeah, a concert, that's what we have. That's what it's generally believed. A concert is basically a gathering of people to watch an event. Okay? So when a lot of people get together somewhere to watch somebody perform, that is usually a concert. And a lot of times it's music artists. All right? So musical concerts are very big. So they have concerts. So for example, a women's activist group, a women's rights group, they can say, oh, we are getting a singer to sing and perform, and in return, everybody comes out and they give charity and they learn more about, International Women's Day to raise awareness. Okay, so they make it a little fun. So it's not all, oh my God, let's talk about all the difficult times women have seen. So to make it a little fun and lighthearted, they can have concerts. Okay, so what they'll do is they'll get female singers, because it's International Women's Day, so they want to promote women and women's rights and what they do, so they might get a female singer to come and perform. Is that clear, Harrison? Or who asked that question? I think it was Harrison.
Uber.
Okay. Oh, okay. Uber. Hi, Uber. I'm sorry, I did not get that. Uber, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, your voice is really, really light. Like, it's very difficult to hear you. So do you want to either speak up or move closer to the microphone, please?
Don't you listen to me, right?
Yeah, okay, this is better. This is much better. Okay?
Okay. Teacher,
So
I had been told that this day wasn't celebrated for this, what I've read, but because a lot of women had been gathered and burned. But I don't know the cause of that fact.
Of
Do you understand?
International Women's Day?
Yeah, my teacher in the university told me that a lot of women had been gathered and burned.
Got it.
Got it.
Yeah.
It is like to join.
Yeah. Okay. In the past, not right now. In the past, they used to be, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So the struggles of women to gain equality. So in the past, women used to be persecuted, they used to be killed for wanting equal rights. So that's what International Women's Day, it recognizes that the tough time women had to face to gain equality in today's world. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Any other questions? Any other words that are unclear? Okay. All right. So then we can move on. Imad, can I get you to read number 2? All the way, all the way until up till here. Okay?
Okay, New York City? Okay.
Yeah.
International Women's Day originated at an international congress in 1910 in Copenhagen, Denmark, when women from 17 different countries attended the congress. At the congress, a woman from Germany named Clara Zetkin suggested setting aside a day each year that would be dedicated to fight for equal rights for women all over the world. Zetkin proposed March the 8th as this day became because this was the anniversary of the first protest march against the terrible working condition of textile and garment workers in New York City in 1857.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Imad. Hamid, can I get you to continue and finish that paragraph?
Okay, can you say beginning the paragraph?
Yeah, it's here, at that time.
Just a minute.
So yeah, so the second, number 2, and you're reading it, if you want to look at it on my screen from here, at that time, many of the...
Okay, at that time, many of the garment workers lived in crowded tenement houses and worked in fire-trap sweatshops for very long hours and very low wages. These conditions pushed many women to begin to fight for their political rights, the right to vote, and improved working conditions. Their enthusiasm gave life to the entire movement for women's rights.
Perfect. Thank you, Hamid. So this is a little history on the origin of International Women's Day. So it was suggested in 1910, so over 100 years ago, at a congress in Copenhagen, Denmark. Okay? Somebody needs to mute themselves because there's a lot of... Hamid, I'm just going to mute you just to see if it's yours. All right. So everybody should mute themselves because there's like loud static and wind coming from someone's microphone, okay? All right. So March 8th was dedicated because it is the anniversary of the first protest march against the terrible working conditions of textile and garment workers in New York City in 1857. Okay, so that's why March 8th was picked as the day to be International Women's Day, because it was sort of the beginning of the movement for women to fight for equal rights. Okay?
Sorry, can I ask something?
Yeah, go ahead.
What does mean a garment worker?
Okay, garments are clothes. Garments are basically another way of saying clothes. Okay, so garments. Okay. So when you say clothes, you usually mean stuff like, you know, a t-shirt, pants, jeans. But when you say garments, you mean everything, like scarves, you know, undergarments as well, underwear, stuff like that. So all of that means garments. Clothes just means, you know, the clothes that you can see on top. Okay? Perfect. So for example, undergarments. Okay, undergarments like your underwear. So garments are clothes. Undergarments below your clothes. All right? Yeah, what else? What other words?
Fire trap, sweatshops.
Sweatshops. Where is that?
In the same line.
Okay.
Fire trap, sweatshops.
Okay, yeah, sweatshops, sweatshops. Fire trap. Okay? Fire trap sweatshops. Who knows what that means? Fire trap sweatshops.
Candy shop?
No, 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 that's not what it means. Okay, so in North America, there are places called safe houses or fire traps. Okay, and they are usually little holes in the ground of old buildings. So, for example, if you go to an old shop, if you walk in, there might be a way to lift like the wood on the ground. You can pick it up, and then there's a little hole in it. So a lot of times if there was a fire or if there was like an invasion, if somebody was robbing your house, people would go down and hide in that hole to protect themselves, okay? So this means fire trap. So these were called fire traps because you would hide there from the fire. So fire trap sweatshops mean really, really tiny sweatshops in very bad conditions that were very small. Okay, so this is just showing you that the conditions that women used to work in were very bad. Okay, so a lot of women would be stuck in these really tiny little basement rooms working, making garments, making clothes, and not getting paid or getting paid very little money for the work that they were doing. Okay, sweatshops. A sweatshop is where like sweats are a kind of clothes, and a sweatshop is where you can buy those clothes. Okay. Do you guys understand?
Yes, it's similar to meaningless job.
Meaningless. Yeah, exactly. So they were not getting paid for their work. So it was almost as if their job was meaningless. Okay. What else? What other words do you guys want to know?
I have a question now.
Yeah.
I can't see the difference between the textile and garment factories.
Okay.
Yeah, they both work in clothes. Where is the difference?
Okay. Textile is printed cloth. Okay. So for example, in Asian countries, for example, what you do is there are shops where you go where there are just lots of free cloth. Like they're no clothes, they're not sewn. Like I'm wearing a jacket, it'll just be a black piece of cloth. It's not a jacket. So textile is basically making the cloth that makes clothes, okay? Because when you make clothes, you don't like make a jacket, you don't make jeans. You take material and you make that material into a jacket or you make it into a shirt, okay? So textile is making that cloth, so turning basically cotton into cloth. You get that?
Okay.
Yeah? Okay? Yeah. So a textile factory is basically where
it's like the first stage that they do at the process, and the second stage is the garment.
Yeah, exactly. So you pick the cotton from the field, and then you send it to a textile factory, and then the textile factory converts that raw cotton into sheets of cloth. They convert it into things that you can make clothes out of. And then the textile factory sells that cloth to a garment factory. And then a garment factory can say, we want to make jackets, we want to make t-shirts, we want to make pants or jeans or hats or undergarments or whatever it is that they want to make. So textile is like the raw processing of cloth. Okay? Is that clear for everyone?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, what else? What other questions do you guys have? Any other words that you guys don't know? In a crowded tenement house. Tenement houses are like very old, very dingy, small, dirty houses that are they're basically meant for poor people. So people who cannot afford to live in, so basically slums. Houses in a slum. A house in a slum would be a tenement. Okay, that's what it means. Anything else before we move on?
Maybe crowded.
Crowded. Okay, what does crowded mean?
A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. So when there are a lot of people somewhere, that place is crowded. Okay? So for example, if you go to a restaurant, Norbert, and there's no place to sit, all the tables are taken, all the chairs are taken, then you'll say that the restaurant is crowded. There are too many people there. Okay?
Okay.
So crowded conditions. So these people would work in crowded, so they would live in crowded tenement houses. So the house would be very small and many people would be living in that very, very small house. It was very crowded. There was not enough room for everyone. Okay, and that's just those are just conditions of poverty and inequality. Why are you forcing women to live like this? Which is one of the reasons this entire movement came about in the first place, where women are like, we don't want to be treated like this. We want to be seen as equals. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? Am I speaking too fast for you guys in class?
It's okay.
No,
That's good.
so far so good.
Okay, because I can see some people are complaining that I'm speaking too fast. I'll try to slow down, but if I am speaking too fast for anyone, do let me know and I'll slow down, okay? Okay, perfect. So next, let's get Harrison.
Yes.
Hi, can I get you to read number 3, just up till here?
Okay. When Clara Zenkin first suggested making an
Zetkin. Her name is Zetkin. That's all I'm going to say.
Zetkin
Mhm.
first suggested making an International Women's Day, there were already signs of the outbreak of World War I. For that reason, she called on women everywhere to link their fight for equal rights with a fight to preserve international peace. Since that time, women's concerns have grown broader and more varied.
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 More varied. Perfect. Thank you so much, Harrison. And Raul, can I get you to continue reading from there all the way till the end?
Of course. Okay. From the principal demands for better working conditions on the right to vote, the focus has now turned to issues such as equal pay for equal work, equal opportunities for education and training, improved daycare and health services, global disarmament, and the elimination of poverty, discrimination, and violence against women.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Raul. Okay, so what questions do you guys have about this paragraph? There's actually a lot of words here that are quite difficult. So what do you guys?
Outbreak, maybe?
Outbreak. Okay, what is an outbreak?
When you can change something, you can
Maybe
go out.
the upcoming.
Upcoming? Okay. It's actually neither one of those. An outbreak is when something suddenly happens and it spreads everywhere. The most common way we use outbreak is with disease. For example, there was an outbreak of malaria in southern Africa. All right. So that means that malaria, which is it can be a very deadly disease. There was an outbreak of it. So all of a sudden, a lot of people had malaria, and it started spreading all over the continent. Okay, so outbreak is usually used to talk about disease, the spread of disease. Okay, so over here, the first signs of the outbreak of World War I. Okay, so outbreak, breakout, yeah, basically the same thing. So breakout, so all over the world, people were already fighting. There was already war going on everywhere. Everybody knows World War I was like a huge war early in the 1900s, and a lot of countries were involved. So this woman said, Clara Zetkin, that there's already an outbreak of war. There's already World War I happening all over the world. We as women should also stand up for our rights. Infestation. Okay, infestation is like when rats or when mice, they come and start living into your house. So they have infested your house. Okay.
Okay.
So it's like a physical thing. So you come and you start living somewhere. That's an infestation. Like cockroaches have infested the kitchen. All right. Or rats have infested the house. Outbreak is like disease just spreading everywhere. Spreading. I would not say rebellion. Rebel is when you fight against someone. It's like a stand. It's like a struggle. But outbreak is just like a spread. So outbreak is like, oh my God, in like 1 month, all of South Africa has malaria. So it's an outbreak of malaria. All right. So it's spreading really, really fast. You guys understand what outbreak means?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's using that to describe war, how war was spreading everywhere at that time. Yeah, a surge. So all of a sudden, something is happening. Okay. What else? What other words do you guys know how to?
Elimination.
Elimination. What does eliminate mean?
To over.
To finish. To finish off.
To kill the disease.
Yeah, exactly. To kill off. Okay. So to finish off or to kill off, to eliminate. Okay. So I want to eliminate any threat to my country. So if anybody is threatening my country, if anybody is threatening my city, I want to eliminate any threat. I want to finish it off. I want to kill it off. Okay. So she wanted to fight for where
Eliminate of poverty.
the elimination of poverty. So the finishing of poverty. So now women stand up for themselves to eliminate, to finish poverty. Okay?
Okay.
Eliminate is when there's wipe out. Exactly. Wipe out can mean the same thing. Wipe out means to finish something off. Okay? What else? What other words? Okay. Everybody knows what discrimination is, right? Like racism, sexism, making people feel like they're different based on very superficial qualities like their skin color or their religion. That's discrimination. Okay, what other words do you guys not know?
Broader.
Broader?
Yes, have grown broader and more varied.
Oh, okay. Have grown broader. Okay, what does it mean to grow broader? Since that time, so since World War I, women's concerns, so the things that they worry about, have grown broader and more varied.
Maybe worldwide.
Yeah, more broader. They've become bigger. So their concerns have grown. Okay.
Okay.
So when you worry about more things, then there's a broader range of worries that you have. All right. Broader in physical sense also means big. Okay. So for example, when somebody is very wide, like wide means that big like this. Like if I had like big shoulders like this, then people would describe me as being broad. I'd be broad chested if my chest was very big. Okay? So broad can also be a physical quality. If something is wide, something is big, it's broad. Okay? And in this sense, broad just means bigger. They had more worries. Okay? And varied. Varied just means different. So since World War I, women's worries have become a bigger and more and become more different. They've grown and they're different worries now. Andre, are you asking why? Okay. All right. What are this? So do you guys understand? From the principal demands for better working conditions. So the principal demands, these are like the most important demands. Principal means most important. Okay? So from the most important demands for better working conditions to the right to vote, the focus has now turned. So nowadays, women also fight for equal pay, equal education, equal training, finishing off poverty. Global disarmament. What is disarmament?
Give up weapons.
Yeah, getting rid of weapons. So to finish off weapons. Okay, to finish off weapons. All right, so there are all the guns, grenades, bombs. So disarmament means to finish all of that, to put an end to war, basically. Okay. Any other questions before we move on?
No, it's okay.
No? Okay, that's awesome. Nino, are you still there? Nino. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, can I get you to read number 4, please? So from over here.
Yeah, sure. In 1977, the United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution inviting every country to proclaim March 8th a United Nations Day for Women's Rights and International Peace. Since then, March 8th has grown to become a truly international celebration.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nino. So 1977, the UN passed a resolution inviting every country to proclaim March 8th a United Nations Day for Women's Rights and International Peace. So that's why it's called International Women's Day, because it's recognized all over the world. Okay, the United Nations, all the countries of the world, of the UN, they recognize March 8th as International Women's Day. And since that day in 1977, March 8th has grown to become a truly international celebration. Okay, it's not a holiday, it's not a vacation. You don't get a day off. It's a celebration to remember the history of all the struggles that women had to face to get to where they are now in the world. Proclaim, announce, yes. So to proclaim, to accept, all right, to accept. Okay, so I claim and I accept that March 8th is International Women's Day. Okay, passed a resolution. All right, a resolution is a radical new law, or like something that is going to change what the current status quo is. Okay, so a resolution was passed that March 8th is now International Women's Day. Okay, and every country is invited to proclaim, so to say that we accept March 8th and we announce it as International Women's Day. Okay, is that clear what these words mean?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, all right, perfect. So let's move on. Who has not read yet? Andre, you haven't read, right?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
here.
Yeah, can I get you to read number 5 all the way up to this part?
Yes, sure. Just a minute. I found it. While International Women's Day is now celebrated in nearly every country of the world, the form and the content of the celebration varies from country to country. In some countries, it is celebrated as an official national holiday and is used to show respect for the role played by women in society as mothers, workers, and citizens.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Andre.
Welcome.
And who has not read yet?
I'm not.
Norbert? Okay, Norbert, can you finish it off, please? So
In some places, this day is also much like Mother's Day, with women receiving gifts and flowers, as well as being a day to recognize the progress women have made in their struggle for equal rights and world peace. Many people use this as an opportunity to raise awareness and money for disadvantaged women around the world. While a great deal has already been accomplished, there is still much to do.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Norbert. Okay. So it's celebrated in nearly. Nearly means almost. Okay. So almost every country of the world celebrates International Women's Day. And in some countries, it actually is a national holiday. So it'll be a holiday. Like if Women's Day was on a Monday, maybe, then the Monday would be a holiday. So no school, maybe banks would be closed. And it's to celebrate the role played by women in society as mothers, workers, and citizens. Everybody knows what a citizen is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. A legal national of your country, okay? So for example, I am a citizen of Canada. Even though I live in the US right now, I'm not a citizen. I'm not a legal national. I'm just a visitor, all right? I'm just a resident, but I'm a citizen of Canada, okay? In some places, this day is observed much like Mother's Day, all right? So a couple of you told me that you gave your mother flowers, or you took them out to dinner, or you made them food. Yeah, the same thing what you do on Mother's Day. So you're celebrating the women in your life, all right? And women receive gifts and flowers, as well as being a day to recognize the progress. So all the good that has happened. So all the advancements women have made in their struggle, in their fight for equal rights and world peace. Okay, this is an opportunity to raise awareness, to tell others more about it, and money for disadvantaged women around the world. What do you think is a disadvantaged woman?
Not lucky or
difficult.
A woman who is difficult? Okay, Amal, what were you saying?
who didn't have that luck in life, or can't say, maybe unlucky people.
Yeah, who has poor conditions and living circumstances. So a disadvantaged woman could be a woman who has no education, okay, or a woman who has no rights. So for example, in some countries, women are not allowed to vote. They are not allowed to, they're not allowed to drive. They're not allowed to go out in public. So people can, and they have no right to stand up against these injustices. They have no way of saying that, oh, we want to be recognized as equals to men. So these are disadvantaged women. A lot of women do not even have access to education. Even if they wanted to get educated, even if they wanted to go to school, they have no way to access it. So on International Women's Day, we raise awareness, okay? So we tell people that, okay, there are women in this part of the world and they are struggling to live a life equal to women in the developed part of the world, okay? Even in the developed part of the world, women still have struggles. Even in like North America or Europe, what do you think are some struggles women still face in developed countries?
Fewer wages, like earning less money than men.
Yeah, women still earn less money than men for the same job, okay? So if you have a man and a woman and they have the same experience and they have the same position at a company, very often, very often, the woman is making lesser money than the man for the exact same position, okay? So there are still, yeah, go ahead, Nino.
And also the employers, the manager often discriminate women for some position because especially when the woman is young or less than 50 years, some employers don't like prefer to what is that
Hire.
To hire thank you, to hire men in some position because they are afraid of young women getting pregnant and leaving work, remaining away from work for a period of time. So that is discrimination women are continue to face even in developed countries.
Yeah, exactly. That is sexism. Okay, so discriminating a person based off of their gender, that's called sexism. Okay, so you're a sexist. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Andre.
No, I said it's unfair, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not fair. And what Nino said, she brought a very good point. And this is something that a lot of women, and I can see it happening in Canada as well, that women like in my age, like 25, 26, when they apply for a job, employers don't want to hire them because they're like, okay, you're 25, you're 26, you're probably going to get married soon, and then you're going to get pregnant. So
Yes.
we are going to have to pay for your maternity leave. When you get pregnant, you cannot fire the woman. That's illegal. You can't say you're pregnant, we're firing you. You have to, okay, you're pregnant, okay, well, now it's the company's job to find a replacement for the woman. It's the company's job to pay for her maternity leave. And companies don't want that expense. They're like, no, we're hiring you, and we need to know that you are going to be able to work full time for the next, 10 years or 15 years or whatever. Women, they cannot offer that, especially younger women. They're like, okay, well, I might get pregnant. I might get pregnant more than once, I mean, I'm not just going to have one child, So that's a very big issue that here in North America we face, where people are like, I'd much rather hire a man because this young woman, we might need to like pay more for her than she can do for us,
And your competencies are disconsidered.
Yeah, they're not exactly. So your competence, your qualifications, they don't care. They're like, okay, you know what? You're as qualified as a man, but we're going to hire him because he's a man. All right?
I disagree totally.
Yeah, and it's really not something that it's in your control. You can't hire someone and be like, promise us you won't get pregnant. You can't say that. You can't say that to someone. So it's discrimination. It's sexism, right?
Yes. In Brazil, we have a woman president now.
Yeah, exactly. Women president.
And the situation is improving.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Because of her.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Like 5 years ago, when Obama was first elected, he was running against Hillary Clinton, and if she had won, she would have been the first female president of the United States. So so it's still a very, very big deal. And there's discrimination all over. It's not just for developing countries or undeveloped countries. Their discrimination it's all over. It's all over the world, really. So that's why we have this day to raise awareness that it's not all perfect for everyone. Okay. Okay. So any questions about this paragraph before we move on?
No.
No? Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. But if you guys still have questions, you're more than welcome to ask me. Okay. So let's look at the reading comprehension. All right. So what do people remember on International Women's Day?
What women did to get their rights.
Yeah, so their struggles, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So they remember their struggles and their accomplishments as well. Okay, so we don't just like remember Women's Day as like, oh, it's been so hard on women. We also recognize what they have accomplished. Okay, so can you name some noteworthy women in the past from our century maybe who have accomplished a lot?
A woman in the 20s.
Sorry, Ahmad?
You should mention someone who's alive or in the history.
Someone alive or someone, who might have passed away but accomplished a lot in her life. For example, Princess Diana.
Yeah.
Princess Diana. She was a very, very popular figure for women and women's rights. She fought for a lot of women's rights in Africa. Okay. Mother Teresa, for example. Okay. Marie Curie. Everybody knows who that is? She was she was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, and she won it twice. Okay, so these are noteworthy women who have done a lot, and they have a lot to be proud of. So they have accomplishments as well. Angelina Jolie, yeah, Angelina Jolie is a very active women's activist. Ahmad is laughing. Ahmad and Eduardo are laughing. Why are you guys laughing? Tell me.
I can't see her accomplishment. Yeah, just look at the YouTube.
She's a special woman.
Okay, so Ahmad thinks she has no accomplishments. She's like, I don't know what accomplishment she has. Eduardo, what about you?
She's just, well, I don't know. She tries to do some social labor, adopting children from Africa, but I don't think that she could be compared to Mother Teresa or Marie Curie and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I agree. Harrison is saying she's hot. Aside from being hot, I don't think she's accomplished anything. It's like, oh, Angelina Jolie, she's awesome. Yeah, she's awesome because she's really hot. So I don't know. A lot of people disagree. They say that she's done a lot, to raise awareness and education in Africa. But for me, it's like, meh.
Part of the show.
Yeah, exactly, right? It feels like she's doing it for show. Do you guys know what that means? To do something for show? Like, oh, you want people to think you're really good and you're this amazing human being and you're like doing a lot for women's rights, but you're not really doing. Exactly, just for the camera, just for the pictures. So for me, I feel like she's doing a lot of it for show, and she's not genuine about it. She doesn't mean it,
There was a program in CNN called Heroes, something like that.
Okay.
I think those people are really, I mean, they do things not for the cameras, but they do things, or they do this social labor because they really want. They are the ones who have to be.
They're truly admirable.
I don't know, recognized or something.
Yeah, they're truly admirable. Okay, so when you somebody who has done a lot and you should admire them, they are truly admirable people. Okay, Angela Jolie, I don't know. Go ahead, Ahmad.
I think she's only a goodwill ambassador, so she hasn't done anything by herself to help disadvantaged people. So she should be a goodwill ambassador of UNESCO. I don't know everything, but by herself there is nothing done by herself either.
Yeah, by herself. You're right. Yeah, you're right to say that. Yeah, did everybody know that she's like a goodwill ambassador for like the UN or UNESCO or something? And I don't know. When I first heard that news, I was like, really? What have you done, Ahmad? What were you saying?
I said so many people in America, I think, decided that Hillary Clinton may be truly admirable.
Sorry?
Because, yeah, I think, I can't see why, but I think it's because of her issues when she raised something against the government with healthcare or something like that.
Sorry, who is this person? I didn't get her name.
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton. Yes, Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Hillary Clinton.
It looks like inspiring person or something that.
She's inspiring. Yeah. That's very good. Exactly. Everybody knows who Hillary Clinton is, right? Hillary Clinton. She's Bill Clinton's wife. She was the former First Lady of the United States. Okay, so Hillary Clinton, and yeah, she was running for president 5 years ago. She lost. But a lot of her campaign, so a lot of what she spoke about was women's rights, and she spoke about all these issues, and she addressed all these issues. Like, we think we live in a world where it's all fair and it's all equal, but it's not. You know? So I think she's done quite a lot. Like she's someone who's inspiring, and she's admirable in my opinion as well. Okay, awesome.
I admire Hina.
Sorry, Eduardo?
I admire Hina. I'm Berlin teacher.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so definitely.
I'm so touched. It's a good thing you guys can't see me because now I'm blushing. I'm happy you guys can't see me. Thank you so much, Eduardo. Okay, so question number 2. What types of events take place on this day?
Concerts.
March.
Public speech.
March.
Yeah, marches, concerts.
There is awareness. Yeah. There is awareness about the human rights.
Conferences.
Yeah, so basically anything that you can do to raise awareness are the kind of events that happen on this day. Okay, where did International Women's Day originate? Everybody knows what this word means, originate?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where did it? Yeah, in Denmark. Yeah? Yeah, so where?
The origin.
Copenhagen,
Denmark.
The city is Copenhagen in the country of Denmark, and it was at an international congress. So an international congress is when different leaders from all over the world come together to discuss global issues. All right. So a congress is basically different people from different parts of the world coming together. Okay, and it happened in Copenhagen, Denmark, in 1910. Okay, that's when she first suggested it. Okay. Why did Clara Zetkin choose March 8th as the day for International Women's Day? What had happened on March 8th? Why did she say it?
It was the anniversary of the first protest march for the terrible conditions of these women that work in the textile industry.
Yeah, perfect. So it's right over here. So she said that this was because the first time on March 8th in 1857, women marched for better working conditions in textile and garment industry in New York City. Okay, so it was to commemorate that, to remember that, to celebrate it. Okay, and actually we are out of time. It's the end of this class. But I'm going to end broadcast, and I'll be back in 30 seconds. The next class, we're going to continue on, and we're going to learn some of the vocabulary words, match them up, and then learn some idioms as well. Okay? So I'd love it if you guys will join me for the next class as well. Okay? I'll be right back.
See you.
Bye.
See you. Bye bye.